Hi, I'm Joseph Patrick, co-founder of Lamont Brothers. Today I want to answer the question, how much should my remodel cost per square foot, and how does that relate to the value added in my home? First, we're going to look at 3 different factors you should consider. Then we're going to look at a couple of case studies. Then I'm going to give you some general rules of thumb that you should think about as you consider remodeling your home. First, there's 3 factors you should really think through beyond just the square footage in terms of the cost to remodel. First, there's size. That's the square footage. How big is either the space I'm remodeling or how big is the addition that I'm adding to my house? Because that has a significant impact in the cost. And often the larger the square footage, the larger the area, the larger the remodel, the lower cost per square foot. And this goes for a lot of individual items, as well as whether we've got a kitchen or bathroom included. For instance, if we've got drywall, it's going to cost a lot more per square foot to come in and finish the drywall and hang it in a bathroom versus doing a 2,000 square foot addition. Per square foot, that cost is going to be a lot lower in that large addition. So size is one of the things to think about. Second is complexity. If something is really complex, so if my framing has a lot of angles, if my drywall has curves, if I have a lot of soffits in my drywall, that's going to increase the cost for the project in total and for that particular item, but the square foot's not going to change. So you're going to have a higher cost per square foot for that item and the total project. The third thing to think about is finishes. So this is everything from your drywall finish. So really smooth is going to be a higher cost and a higher cost per square foot than say an orange peel or a knockdown, which is going to be a lower cost. The other finishes that come into play are, countertops, cabinets, light fixtures, all of those things. You have to think through whether I'm going to get kind of low-end or median grade or high-end fixtures, because that doesn't change the size of the square footage, but significantly changes the cost of the remodel and can make that cost per square foot pretty high. Let's look at 2 different case studies to have examples of the cost per square foot and compare the differences between a project with kind of a medium level of finish and complexity to a high level of finish and complexity. The first one is about an 87 square foot bathroom remodel. It's a master bathroom, fairly compact, but we've got a high degree of complexity and a high level of finish. We have a granite slab that's a feature wall. We've got high-end cabinetry. We've got a high-end custom tile shower. We've got a bidet toilet. And we've got LED lighting that makes it fairly complex. The cabinetry is complex, and we've got integrated LED lighting. We've got LED lighting in behind some of the glass tile. And this project, even though it's 87 square feet, was about a $97,000 project. So if you do the math, that's about $1,100 per square foot for this master bathroom. Compare that to another master bathroom that we did, which was about 100 square feet, so a little bit bigger, but a lot lower complexity and a lower degree of finish. Still quality finishes, but a little bit lower degree, nothing super high end. And so with this one, it was fairly standard, nice custom vanity, nice custom tile shower, no complex high-end lighting, no heated floor. And this project was about a $47,000 project. So if you do the math, that's about $470 per square foot. So here we have one at $470 per square foot and $1,100 per square foot. So more than double, but the complexity and the finish price changed significantly between the 2 projects. Let's look at a couple rules of thumb as you consider your remodel, the cost per square foot, and what value you might recoup. Typically, we're seeing our clients recoup about 70 to 80% of the cost they put into the remodel immediately after the remodel is complete. So this means that those 3 factors that we've just discussed, they come into play when you're looking at maximizing that cost recoup. So the size makes a difference. If we're doing a larger remodel, if we're doing a 2,000 square foot remodel addition as opposed to a really small addition, we still have to go through all those same steps. We don't get any economy of scale. Your cost per square foot and your return on investment is going to be a lot lower in that small remodel than it is going to be in the bigger remodel. In the bigger remodel, cost per square foot is going to be lower, and your return on investment or your cost recouped is going to be higher. Maybe it gets to 80%. If it's real small addition, maybe that's lower than 70. Second thing you want to think about is the complexity. If we're doing a lot of angles, if we're doing curved walls, if we're doing a ton of glass, those types of things add significant complexity. The reason you might want to do those is sometimes that you're forced to because your house is already complex. Or we're really customizing the space to you. You understand that you're paying extra for this complexity. You may not get it back immediately, but a lot of the times people remodel their homes in order to customize them to them and their lifestyle and how they live, and so it's worth it to a lot of people. The third thing to think about when you're thinking about maximizing this cost recouped is you've got to think about the quality of finish. There's a threshold of finish that you want to get to. Look around at your neighborhood, other houses that are worth similar price tags to what your house is worth. You've got to get to that threshold, but then above that threshold, often people don't notice and it really doesn't impact the value significantly. For instance, if you put in a nice Kohler faucet in your bathroom, people aren't really normally going to notice if you upgrade from a Kohler faucet to a Waterstone faucet, and you might be paying 2 or 3 times as much for the Waterstone faucet. The reason people want to upgrade and do things like that is not only to customize it to them, but also if they're going to be in the house for a long period of time, like 30 or 40 years, sometimes it's definitely worth it to upgrade to higher end finishes that are designed to last that long. And for instance, the Waterstone faucets, they have internal brass components that are going to last a long time. Some of the cheaper faucets hit that lower price tag by incorporating plastic and rubber and other things on the interior of the faucet components, and so the faucet's just not going to last that long. So those are some reasons that different people increase the level of finish. Those 3 things you're going to want to think about as you think through the cost for your remodel and how it impacts the value and the square footage. For more information about the value of your home and the cost of a remodel, check out some of our other videos. Check out the video about should I move or remodel, where I walk you through and compare the costs and costs recouped for a remodel in your existing home or what it's like to move to a new home. Thanks.